Hey everybody, it's Pac-Quaza here, and we have literally the longest level in the entire game right here on our hands. And it's all stealth. Sneaking down.
Mrs. Norris, I could have sworn I heard footsteps in here, but... yeah, there. Let's check the library, my sweet.
You want to wait for that cutscene before going the same place Filch was, for that is the area you're supposed to go. You don't go down the same way. You have to go up, down, a different way, through the library. Going through, you can see him right there. You have to go through the door.
Aha! I've heard you for sure this time. Quick, Mrs. Norris. You keep watch from above. You'll not get past me now, you rotten little gutter snipes.
Filch will just stand there and mind his own freaking business. And we need to progress by the upper platforms as forced upon us. However, Mrs. Norris, his cat, are now in these upper platforms and jumping around, and you need to plan accordingly to Mrs. Norris, for she will act exactly like Filch. This makes this level extremely difficult, and the fact that it's long, even worse. So the idea is, once it gets far out there, you run to the other end, and you wait for it to come back. For Mrs. Norris and Filch have pre-designed paths, and for this entire level, the main threat is Mrs. Norris, that will sometimes sit there and ponder where you are. And when they're not there, you jump over. That's the first part of this level. You can get over to the other side, but there's nothing there. Now, just run through this. As you can see, Filch is over there, right there. And what we need to get to is right here.
Intruder!
Every time I play this game, I always think there's some kind of secret around here in that portrait, but never can I get it to happen. Just try to cast around it I swear there's a secret right there, but anyways, save the game. We have the second sequence with Filch.
What's going on? Who was that? Someone's got past me.
Now, more often than not, Mrs. Norris jumps up on top of the bookcase, and she actually made it. Sometimes she will not make it, and she'll be sitting there running eternally into the the bookcase. More than not. Then, oh yeah, you can climb up that way.
Hello again, Harry. How's the bean collecting? Fred and George are up to their usual tricks, I presume? I heard about your Quidditch victory. Yes, well done, Harry. On to the cuppy, what?
Now if you climb up this way, you can get some beans, but anyways, about Mrs. Norris, until you get to a certain section of this part, if that glitch happens to you, it makes this extremely easy. But since it didn't happen for me, now you're supposed to hit that flipendo thing and make it fall. However, Like, if it's not required. Now right here, since Mrs. Norris did in fact make... Oh crap! Oh, what? Yes, if she misses the jump, she could be running almost eternally into the bookshelf. And right here, Mrs. Norris does not come because these jumps are awkward to make. And Filch is around, he comes. Now, whatever you do, you need to wait for Filch to get out of the way so you can jump up and climb onto that. If you jump and try and climb to this, he'll be able to reach you. Make sure you note that.
Where is he? Pray I don't find you, my stealthy little student.
Watching Mrs. Norris. She goes that way. She goes that way. Oh crap! Yeah, they can hear you. Oh. Stupid mouse. Walk away, Mrs. Norris. Yes, she's going the other way. Now you see that bean right there. If you want it desperately, what I recommend doing is running over here. They'll move over here, and then you can run back with nobody over here, because they only be in one place at a time. And they don't go back with you. So if you really want that bean, that's what you can do. In the meantime, we have to deal with this section. You can just run there. A door right here contains 3 more beans. This is the last level to my knowledge. Actually, no, it is the last level that contains beans. Something to note. So, I'm pretty sure there's a reward. The 100% requires the having of 300 beans and all the wizard cards for the 100% reward, so this is your last chance to get there. I think he heard me. Anyways, if you get through that, you can climb down that and you're safe. You get through that door. What was that? And then...
Wow.
Depending on your computer, even when this came out, you have a hard time seeing this.
Reflected in the mirror of erised were Harry's parents, James and Lily Potter.
Even when it works,
Harry
you still can
stared
barely see
hungrily
it.
back as though hoping to fall right through the glass and reach them. He was startled when a voice sounded behind him. Harry turned slowly about. So you, like hundreds before you, have discovered the delights of the mirror of erised, said Professor Dumbledore. He went on to explain that the mirror showed nothing more or nothing less than the deepest, most desperate desire of our hearts, but that it would give neither knowledge nor truth. The mirror of erised will be moved to a new home shortly, Dumbledore went on, adding ominously that if Harry ever came across it again, he would be prepared. But prepared for what? Thought Harry.
Filthy whelps gave us the slip, Mrs. Norris. I've locked the only door out of here for the sake of me nerves. Stay here and watch the library for a bit, my dear.
Basically, part 2 of this entire level, you have to get through, and you get a Hammerlock, as you can tell. Clearly, you need to open it. And you get this huge passage that you can take. This mirror you can get through a lot of mirrors, and it'll contain a chest. with beans. Beans. 4 beans, I think. You have exactly 500. And then you get more beans. I think you can figure out. Right here, this small section where you're supposed to climb up is the one section I've been successful to activate the long jump trick, where you jump after when you're falling or something, and it propels you by far a lot. Anyways, go through.
Only way out of this room is past that gate. It makes an awful racket. You take that side of the room, and I'll take this one. You'll catch you, Mrs. Norris. Intruder! Come out wherever you are.
In this room, you have the rooms separated into 2 sides, one being guarded by Filch and one being guarded by Mrs. Norris. They are now equals, and this is the last bean in the game. It won't be the last bean you see in the game, it'll be the last bean you can collect. Whatever does this mean? Now in these rooms, there are 4 rooms on each side, and each one will contain a Wingardium Leviosa block and a platform to put him on. And basically the 4 corners. And each one will raise one of the sides up by 1, depending on which side it is. You need to activate all 4 in order to get through. And once you activate all 4, a cutscene will happen. Now there are vases around here that can be used to distract Filch and Mrs. Norris, just like Peeves did. And this will be important later on, where it's the only logical way to progress the game. There is another way to do it, however. It requires luckiness and a glitch. So activate both sides, those 2 weight thingies raise up evenly. Now we have 2 more of these rooms to get to, and this is the whole puzzle. Now Mrs. Norris, if you're standing too far in, not far into the room enough, Mrs. Norris will go in and get you, but that's not something Filch does. So Mrs. Norris is a bit more advanced than Filch, so I guess Filch is just that bad. Plus Filch's lantern and larger model lets you see him a lot better than the small cat. However, any order you want to do this, instead of just going out of your way to do it, any order you want to do it, you can do it in, and just do it. You have to step far into the room before you activate it. You can stand around at places and whatnot, just stand in the open, they won't find you. They have a set path around the rooms. And I just like stepping behind this wall thingy just to make sure they never get me. I don't know why, I just like doing it. Once you get all of them, they will both go to the door. You have nothing to do, but if you just move around outside, eventually a cutscene will happen.
Thieves, you'll be banished for this.
Ooh, I almost had the glitch happen. But yeah, the door remains open, however, Mrs. Norris does not leave. Now, she will, sometimes she'll, step in a different direction, and she may just, end up in a walking cycle against the wall, and you'll be able to run in through the middle. However, how you're supposed to do this is use a vase, distract her, and then go through. Time to follow Fred and George. Going right ahead, you take off your invisibility cloak.
Hey, Harry. Do you have 25 beans for us?
What is this?
That's it. That's all the beans we need. Thanks, Harry. We couldn't have done it without you. It's a wizard card for you. You've earned it. Thanks, Harry. We really needed these. Remember, you don't know anything about us collecting beans. It'll be our secret, right? Come on, George. We've got work to do.
So it appears that after all the harassing in the game, the gnomes were working with Fred and George. Now, you see all the beans in the back. No matter what you do, you cannot run to them. So don't, see, it stops you. So don't even try. It's just a waste of time. And I guess there were some points that pointed out the gnomes and Fred and George were working. The gnomes were under Fred and George's control. One being the fact that the gnomes took your beans. The other being the fact they had the same theme song, which is known as Phoenix on the game disc. Anyways, that is all for the episode. See you guys in the next one.